even if the technology is developed too much, it is not guaranteeing you to live a healthy life without consuming any animal products.
I feel like there are people like me that would just stop, but it's not in front of our eyes, so we don't actually we don't know what they're going through. I feel like this affected me a lot. Like I would consider not buying animal cruelty stuff.
I'm gonna pose a couple of scenarios to you,
Yeah.
and you tell me what you think about them, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the first thought experiment is, let's say I want to get a puppy. I like puppies. So I go to a breeder, I buy a puppy. Let's say golden retriever, I like golden retrievers. And they're so cute. I give them belly rubs. I take them to the beach. I buy them the best food, the best toys. I buy them one of those really fancy big beds, you know, that's fluffy, and put them next to the bed. Needless to say, I take very good care of them, right? But as time goes by, I find myself less and less interested in them because I realize they're not as cute as they were when they were a puppy. So I realize that I don't really like puppies. I don't really like dogs. I like puppies. So what I do is I live in the countryside, and I take a shotgun, go in the back, and kill the dog. And now my problem is solved, so I can get another puppy and do that again if I want to. So how do you feel about that? I love your reaction.
I have 2 cats, so I'm
Okay, yeah.
I would suggest not getting a puppy at all in the beginning.
Would you say it's wrong to do so, what I did?
Absolutely.
But
Why?
how could he know that it's wrong? He just thought all the dogs are cute.
Yeah, why is it wrong to do this, to kill them? Why is it wrong to kill the puppy? I would imagine that's the problem you have.
You are searching for the first scenario, yani, before the case happened or after the case happened and you know the scenario, what's going to happen? Which case do you?
So I already did this, and
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
asking you.
yeah.
I would
After.
assume you think it's wrong,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So why is it wrong for me to kill the dog?
You don't have to kill it because you don't like it. You can just leave it in a street, or just you can make them adopt. Someone else can adopt the dog. You don't.
But let's say I already did that. Let's say I already did that. Why is that wrong?
Because it's the behavior is so hedonistic, and you killed a living creature just because of your dopamine system or just because of your happiness. Animal dies.
Yeah. Okay. So it's wrong to kill the animal just because for my own selfish reasons, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. I appreciate that. Okay. The next thought experiment. We'll move on. Maybe we'll come back to this, but then let's go to the next thought experiment. I don't know if you're aware that in Spain, bullfighting is still legal in certain regions.
Yeah, I know.
So let's assume we're in Spain. There's a arena behind me, and I'm an animal rights activist. I'm holding a sign that says "Stop this cruelty towards animals," right?
Yeah.
And then a bullfighter comes to me. Well, a person comes to me and says, "My father was a bullfighter. I'm a bullfighter. We've been doing this for generations. It's our tradition. It brings in a lot of money for tourism. You need to stop protesting because this should not stop." So my question to you is, would you agree with the activist who's saying stop it because it's cruel to the animals, or would you agree with the bullfighter who says because they've been doing it for generations, it's okay?
It has pros and cons actually. The generation and the culture is a part of it, but I still think like an animal activist here, because the whole thing is about killing the animal, or animal kills the human, the bullfighter. I don't know the opponent's results, but I'm not actually in the side to protect this culture, I think.
Okay. What do you think?
I think just because something is a tradition doesn't mean that it's true. So I would just be on the side of the activists. I'm an animal lover, so.
Love it. Okay. Okay. The third stage of the social experiment is you watching a 3-minute video. Do you want to watch that? Can you?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Love it.
I'm scared.
So, have you seen this kind of footage before?
Not as bad as this one.
I have seen a documentary about it, but not the content is not that open.
Yeah, so what you saw was standard practice for
Yeah.
some of the animals. You only saw like the tip of the iceberg because
Yeah.
if you also listen to the audio, it also
Yeah.
explains. Like you saw pigs, they go into gas chambers.
Yeah.
They're gassed to death. Cows have their babies taken from them and then slaughtered. It's a horrible thing.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of realize why I'm standing here, what the social experiment is about so far. And my question to you is, seeing those are what animals go through for animal products that we buy, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not judging here. I used to pay for it too. But my question to you is, would you ever consider stopping buying animal products for the sake of animals?
Oh, actually, for me, no. Because even if the technology is developed too much, it is not guaranteeing you to live a healthy life without consuming any animal products. Because of that, I will continue consuming animal use products, but I'm actually already considering which is animal cruelty and which is not, which is killing without with the less amount that the animal hurts, and I do care about this, but I think I will not completely stop eating or consuming any animal-related products
So before
until the technology develops that much, and it can guarantee us when we are vegan, it doesn't affect our health.
so before I ask you,
Yeah.
let me just curb your
Yeah.
concern.
Yeah.
You can. There's several studies.
Yes.
There's multitude of evidence out there that we can survive and thrive without animal products. And I actually have some on me. There, we have a folder there. I also have some studies on my phone I can show you. But let's say if you believed, like to stop from us debating whether that's true or not, right? Because you can look more into it. I want to know if we were to find out that you can survive and thrive and be super healthy on a plant-based diet,
Yeah.
would you consider not exploiting animals or not paying for what you saw in the footage?
If the not the payment amount of this diet doesn't change horribly big, I would.
How about you?
I don't think like him. I think I would stop buying animal cruelty products. I think this is a really good experiment because these stuff are happening everywhere in the world and we don't really see them. And I feel like there are people like me that would just stop, but it's not in front of our eyes, so we don't actually get, we don't know what they're going through. And I also think that it's possible to live a good life without eating animals or hurt.
Yeah.
Let's say you're not vegan, but you can make choices for the sake of animals. And I think if there are enough people, like it can change things. A lot of companies will change the way, and animal cruelty will be less. And I think I would.
So I would argue that there's animal cruelty regardless of the product that you buy, first of all, right? Like, even if you buy biological, what you saw in there, some footage was from biological farms. And I urge you to, I'll give you resources to look more into it. And I urge you to not just maybe trust me, but look for yourself, right? For example, when I looked it up, I saw footage from the US, and I said, there's no way that this is happening in the Netherlands because, animals are treated well here. That couldn't be further from the truth. It happens here. There's even worse practices in some cases here. So it happens everywhere. Even in India, where the cows are sacred, they still do these things where they kill their babies, they steal their babies, they forcefully impregnate the cows, they do all these absolutely horrific things to animals, right? So unfortunately, the only thing to not participate in any of this is to be vegan, is to be on a plant-based diet. But
interrupting Chip here. It's not about being cruel towards animals. Even if you find ways to farm animals that you would think are not cruel, it's still immoral to do so. More than anything, it's about fairness towards them. It's not fair to exploit them. It's not fair to slaughter them. Really, it's not fair to use animals at all against their will. I think that I made the point clearer throughout the discussion that follows, but I wanted to clarify also right now.
Like, veganism is not a diet, right? Veganism, do you know what veganism is?
Yeah.
So veganism is a moral stance. It means we oppose the idea that animals should be treated like objects, right?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be just exploiting them, and when they can no longer give, we kill them, because that's what we do right now.
What
So,
do you think about cats and dogs aren't being living in the streets in Netherlands here?
what do you mean?
In Turkey, for example, the cats and dogs are free in the whole streets and all neighborhoods, but in Netherlands there isn't. What do you think about it?
I mean, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of reasons why in Turkey there's. I come from Romania originally, so I know that in Romania we also had this issue. So there's several reasons why we have that. But one of the reasons why we have these issues with animals is because we see animals as objects. Because, like I said with the puppy experiment, right? Some people, they just get puppies, they get animals, and the minute they find themselves they don't no longer need them, or they no longer like them, they just throw them away on the street, right? So it's a, as I said, more veganism is a moral stance where we oppose this idea that we treat animals this way. So that just doesn't just mean food, right? It means we don't buy leather, we don't go to zoos, and we also don't exploit animals in this way, right? If we, like, we have the saying, adopt, don't shop, right? So if you're gonna get a pet as a vegan person, you shouldn't ever buy it from a breeder, because they also do horrible things to animals, but rather adopt a pet who's sitting in adoption, maybe from the street, maybe something like that, right?
I support this point of view, but I don't think with being a vegan you cannot stop whole animal hurting or animal.
I didn't say animal herding.
It's not about stopping it completely.
Yeah.
It's about helping them, I think.
Yeah.
And it's about you not
It helps.
participating in it, huh?
Yeah,
Because it's like
It's about
there's
that.
a difference. Like, obviously in for the production of vegetables, animals are harmed, right?
Yeah.
There's no way of denying that. But if you find out that, well, the animals that are farmed are, we have to farm food for them also. So in that sense, we farm more animals when we farm animal food. You see?
Yeah.
That's number one. And number two, there's a difference between incidental death and intentional death, right?
I agree with that.
Like when you buy an animal product, there's no way around exploiting an animal. There's absolutely no way around it. Whereas when you buy a vegetable, you might find there's veganic farming. There's different ways of farming where you don't do this to animals, where you reduce it as much
In
as
your
possible
point of view, is it true that you are not prior to an animal? Yeah, right?
In my point of view, so what do you mean I'm not prior? Like, I mean like the value system that I have.
Yeah.
So the value system that I have is my family is top of my value. Then there's my friends. Then maybe if I had the pet, maybe there would be the pet, or maybe the pet would even be above the friends, right? But then every other stranger in this world would have zero value to me. Like, for example, if you die tomorrow, I mean, I'm not going to know. Obviously, if we didn't have this conversation, I wouldn't be impacted by it at all, right? Like, there's people dying all over the world, and I don't care. So they value zero to me, right?
Yeah.
Just like all animals, most animals in this world, they value zero to me. However, the thing I appreciate the most is the fact that they value to themselves, right? Like, you value to yourself, I value to myself, my life values to myself more than anything. Just like to any animal, their life values more than anything.
Yeah.
It's their whole existence. And we usually take it away for 10 minutes of food, which you may not even remember anymore. If I ask you 2 weeks ago what you had, do you even remember?
No.
Exactly. So for us, it's a passing, fleeting moment of 10 minutes. For them, it's their whole life that we take away for something that we can easily choose not to.
Yes, but do you discriminate the ant and beef or not beef?
No. Usually we draw the line at sentience.
Yeah.
Sentience means that they have emotions, that they experience the world around them, that they have feelings, positive, negative. And ants do have that. Bees do have that, or at least to some extent. So yeah, we don't kill bugs. We don't do any of this. Obviously, if there's a mosquito in your bedroom, you're not gonna, I don't know, like, I kill mosquitoes. I don't. I understand they need to live, but I also need to live. You see what I mean? Like the idea of veganism is that if you have the option, and 99% of the time you have the option to not exploit an animal, then why choose to?
I feel like every person agrees with this, at least a little bit. I feel like they choose to ignore it.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to get out of their comfort zone. They don't want to change the way they live. They just want to do the same things every day.
Yeah.
But I feel like this affected me a lot. Like I would consider not buying animal cruel stuff.
I appreciate you saying that, and I will give you resources. So when I have these conversations with people, I want people to get three things from this. Number one is that you can stop. Maybe you haven't gotten that yet. I will give you resources and you'll get from that. Number one, you can stop. Number two, it is cruel to the animals, as you saw. And number three, there is some urgency to it, because when you will buy going forward, if you go and buy some cheese now, if you go and buy some meat or whatever, one animal will be exploited for you. And maybe it's not the animal that obviously you see the product that suffered for that product, but when they replace that product with another product, another animal will suffer for you.
Absolutely, and every animal is important, I think.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be a big number. Even one animal, it's.
Exactly.
I agree with you.
Wow, that's you should be vegan. What are you doing?
I should.
Yeah.
My cousin is a vegan, so I already know. Like I talked to him, and I support it. Actually, I might think about it in the future, and I feel like this interview affected me.
Okay, I would say don't sleep on it too much. Like if I put it, because you said somewhere in the future, and that kind of meant like let's put it this way: if you find out that the food that you buy exploits cats, because you said you have cats, right? Let's say behind the milk they kill a cat. I don't know why. The ritual is whatever. None of it makes sense anyway. So they do that to a cat. Would you see it as urgent to stop?
Maybe.
Yeah. So you see, we got to consider also these other animals and see the urgency also in the matter, because if we just consider some animals, we kind of discriminate based on their species, and they didn't choose that species to be born with, right? Nobody chooses the species they're born with. We didn't choose to be born human, and we hit the jackpot. We're the lottery. We think we're superior. We think we deserve the most, and we get to do whatever we want to animals. But let's not.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me give you some resources before you go. You're together, right?
Yeah.
So this is a map. It's not all the restaurants. It's some restaurants of food and of vegan restaurants in Amsterdam. It's grouped by junk food, semi-healthy, and healthy. Challenge 22 is something that you might be interested in. It's a website. It's free. If you subscribe to it, they send you recipes every day for 22 days. They hook you up with a nutritionist, help you get the best nutrition. It's all for the animals. It's called Challenge 22 because it usually takes 22 days for a person to change a habit.
Can I take a picture?
I'll give you this. Yeah, you can also take a picture, but I'll give you this. I strongly recommend that you maybe subscribe to that if you want. And veganfuture.org. If you go on that website, there's a video called "The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear."
I'm going to challenge your belief systems today, so certain parts of the speech will be intense.
I want one promise from you. Challenge 22, the video, or one of the restaurants that you'll go and try some food.
Okay.
Which one will you do?
The restaurant.
I will look at this website.
Thank you. And let me give you also my card so that because I recorded it, and I think it was a great conversation. And this is my social media, Vegan Power Lab. You also have kind of the same resources here as there. Yeah. You said, I don't know if you're gonna. So I'd rather give that to her. And thank you for participating in the social experiment with me. And I will also give you 2 prizes because you participated in the social experiment with me. These are vegan protein bars. They're delicious. They're my favorite protein bars. If you think you can't get protein, you get 20 grams of protein for this. It's a lot of protein. And I urge you to act and not be stagnant, because as I said, if you were in their shoes, you wouldn't want this.
Out of topic, the grammage of the quality of a 21 grammage of protein that you take from plants is not the same in quality as you take from animal meat or something.
From this one, it is. So the difference. So
how it differs?
So let me explain. So there's bioavailability. What you mean, right? So bioavailability in animal products, it is indeed higher.
Yeah.
However, these protein bars are usually made from protein powder.
Yeah.
And protein powder has the same bioavailability as
Isn't protein powder created by the extracted by the cheese water or the?
Oh, that's whey protein. Yeah. So this one doesn't use protein.
Okay.
I think this one uses soy protein or maybe brown rice protein or pea protein. I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
It's a combination of one of these. Yeah. It's Uh, look into it and make a decision, okay? What's your name?
Aslı.
Asla. Nice to meet you, Asla. I hope you go vegan because you seem to get it. Don't sleep on it. It's not worth it. What's your name?
Onat.
Onat. Onat, please don't exploit animals. I'll ask you nicely because when you go forward, then, you know, all of us people who turned vegan, the one regret we have in life is not doing it sooner. So I urge you to look into it and make a decision because the world is going to
I will
change.
research from this,
Yeah.
and if it's make more effect on me, I will
Let
consider.
me also show you something that you might be interested in.
Interrupting Chip here. The conversation continued for another 10 minutes where I explained the hierarchy of evidence, showed them the evidence for veganism being healthy, the environmental impact of being vegan, and some vegan athletes like Novak Djokovic or Patrick Baboumian. I cut that part out of the video since it feels a bit long, but you can find the sources in the description of the video.
But this isn't about health or the environment. It's about the animals. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just trying to tell you that the reality is you can do it. It's easy. It's healthy. It's good for the environment. You just have to make that choice, and especially when you do it for the animals, it's so easy to not participate in all of it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Nice to meet you.
Bye. Have a nice vegan life.